Well, good morning. Welcome to TriStar Digging. Appreciate you joining us today. We're going to do a little retaining wall project, a place that I had previewed on another video of an upcoming project. So we're here today to get this started. What I'm going to do is tear out this retaining wall, which was built with railroad cross ties, and there's a few of those in here. And as you see, a lot of them, some of them have already failed. So clean up this area in front of it here. I'm going to dig back this face of this wall here, dig a footer, and then use these Verti-Blocks. There's 7 bottom blocks. I think there's maybe 8 bottom blocks, and then 7 or 8 top blocks. So let's get started. He's trying to get a hold of me. He's mad. Never seen a black snake be that aggressive before. I'm gonna let him go. Well, I was gonna catch it and let you look at it, but that's the most aggressive black snake I've ever seen. I let it go. So now I'm gonna dig my footers in. I'm going to dig this footer out first right here, and then start working my way either back this way or that way. Not sure yet. Got my laser set up on the opposite side of the road than my project for good reason, because I don't want to destroy it. It's the only place I could really see to put it would kind of be out of the way. What I want to do is take a few measurements here, and this is the existing surface right here. So what I'm going to try to do is build this wall to the same elevation as that existing rock parking area there. And in order to do that, these blocks are 2 feet high. So my subgrade needs to be 4 foot 4 inches lower than that parking pad, so to give me 4 inches of a packed and prepared footing for that to set on. So that's what we're shooting for on these elevation. Let's see if I can get it, see what I can get close to anyway. All right, so my base elevation there is at 2 foot 11 inches. I'm gonna say 2 foot 11 inches. And so in order to do that, I've got to raise this up the stick 4 foot 4 inches. That seems a little odd to do it that way, but that's because the base of this rod needs to go down 4 foot 4 inches. So in order to do that, you raise this up 4 foot 4 inches. Okay, I relocated my laser back up here in this back corner because when I get ready to use Trimble Earthworks on the excavator, the sensor for reading the laser is on the other side of the stick. So I needed my laser there. What I'm gonna do is the top of this post right here, I've rethought this a little bit, and I've got enough elevation right here so that I can put the edge of the blocks about center point of this cross tie right here. So that's where that'll be. And I'm going to use this as my benchmark. I want to be 4 foot below the top of this retaining wall now. That will make the top of the rock retaining wall the same elevation as this. And as I have on several other videos, we'll set up Trimble Earthworks now on the excavator to where I'll know where to dig. So hit the start menu and it pulls this screen up here. I've already got my teeth set down there on that cross tie. That's going to be my benchmark. So what I'll come in here and do now is go to settings, bench elevation, and then I'll hit this benchmark, and I'm using the center point of my teeth, so I'll put the center mark in there, because you can go in this drop down screen, you can use the left tooth, the right tooth, or the center tooth. So we're going to use the center. We'll hit bench, and now that locks in that elevation as my finished grade. That's going to be the finished part of the block. So now then what I want to do is I want to do a 4 foot 4 inch offset so that my subgrade is 4 foot 4 inches below my bench mark. So go back into settings, go into elevation offset. It brings us up this menu, and it's done in inches. So that's going to be 52 inches. 4 foot is 48 inches, and then we're going to add 4 to it, making it 52 inches. Click check. And we want a negative offset, which puts us 52 inches below our benchmark. Then we're going to hit apply. And just like that, we're set up ready to dig. I think I'm in a snake pit. There's the second one I found so far. That may be a baby of that other one I saw. That may be why she is so mad trying to get me. I'm gonna catch this one. That's trying his best to bite me. But I'll bet you that was a baby of that mama. Let's throw him off down here in the weed and keep going about his day. Huh, landed on that stick. Working on digging this footer out, and I've got it now pretty close to where I want it. It's on grade anyway. And what I'm trying to do now is just take this spoil pile and spread it out down through here, and bring skid steer back and dress that up, make that look nice, and probably plant some seed on that. But I want you to look who come back. Look who's back. So no doubt she had a nest in there and she's coming back looking for it, but it ain't there anymore. From the looks of her tail, looks like I whacked her pretty good there. Anyway, she's hunting her nest back. Not near as aggressive as she was a while ago. Well, take that back. She's pretty ill. See if we can get her. See if we can get her to strike the camera. Oh, she did. Couldn't hold the camera just exactly like I wanted to, but I did catch her. She's about, I guess probably about 3 foot long or so, trying to bite me. She's trying to bite y'all too. I'm gonna put her off in the woods one more time. Maybe she'll stay gone. Put her down here where I put her baby a while ago. You never know what you're gonna see when try to start digging. You've been snake bit. Now I got the footer dug out like I wanted it, and we got that good and flat all the way across. And I'm about 4 to 5 inches thereabouts below the bottom of where the block is going to be. But next I'm going to build this up with 57s, which is a 3/4 inch limestone rock. Build a bed footing across through there. Use a plate compactor and pack that in. And then we'll start in this corner here and start laying those bottom blocks down through there. Got the rock in now and got that footing built and ready for the compaction. So use a wacky packy there, pull it up here and get that good hard. This is one of the most important parts, is the foundation for the wall. And once that's in there, then the second most important thing would be putting that tile behind it. So let's get that packer started up and we'll get this packed down. Okay, having a little bit of GoPro issues, getting the SD card error alert. So I think I've addressed that. Hopefully it'll stay working now. Not sure how much footage I got up to this point, but I do have the first block in. Got a string line up so that I can line the back some up as we went down through there. That's the second most important block right there. The most important block is the last one, because that's the one to get paid on. So let's get some more of these blocks in place. We are here for start of day number 2. Day 1, we got the footers set and got everything leveled off, and we got 4 blocks in at the moment. Came in a little rain last night, real loud rain, woke me up actually, and I was afraid that I might have some caved in areas on this bank if the water would come washing off of it, but it looks like we've been blessed. We don't have any dirt to shovel. Any day that I don't have dirt to shovel, that's a good day. Thought it was interesting when I was looking at this yesterday, the different soil layers when this was filled in. So I'm thinking that bottom one right there is original grade, and then there's a layer of clay, a different sandy looking layer of clay, and then a thicker layer of clay. It's kind of interesting how things are built. One fixing to go in here, and what I was shooting for is to be able to make sure the back of that block would be flush with this retaining wall here. So let's see what we got. And I've already measured, so it needs to be, because these blocks are slanted, I know I need to be 48 inches from the edge of this one to have clearance, 48 inches to the edge of that. Let's see what we got. I don't know if y'all can see that or not, but 48 inches is right there. And we got 1.5 inches to spare. I don't believe I've ever shown this truck on the channel before, but I call this truck Little D. It's a Ford F350, got a 7.3 power stroke diesel in it. And it was a flatbed. When I was farming, I bought this truck to farm with, and it had a flatbed on it. And then I found a another truck, I think it was in South Carolina, North Carolina, one of those, and had a wrecked truck, but it had this bed on it. So I went up there and bought that truck and bed and took this bed off and put it on this truck. Makes a really good little truck for stuff like this. I want to get rid of these cross ties, this old retaining wall. I don't use it a lot, but it sure is handy when I do need a little job like this. Okay, I got it on there. Got that one top one on there. She's a little long, a little off the back, a little off the front. But I'm just going about 15, 20 miles down the interstate. It ought to be fine. I ain't gonna strap it down or anything. I'm just kidding. My driveway that I live on is just right off this property's driveway, so I'm going about a minute from here to park this truck. All right, as you saw there, I got that rock hauled in and got it dumped, and now I'm gonna start putting in this fabric. That fabric will go down and kind of turn up on the back side of those blocks just a little bit. And then I've got some 4-inch corrugated pipe that'll go in on top of this fabric. Then I'll start backfilling these lower blocks. Then when I get them backfilled and get it backfilled level behind them, I'll start setting the top blocks, and I'll start throwing it in. So here we go. And I've run into a situation that I wasn't expecting. Ideally, these top blocks are supposed to hit in the center of this bottom one and then hit on the center of this bottom one. But what I wasn't expecting was, I guess there was a different style bottom block that I should have gotten that didn't have this rib on it right here. So what's happening is this block won't set down flush on this bottom one because this rib's in the way. The only thing I know to do to remedy that is I've got a concrete saw, is to come in here and put a concrete saw notches across this bump out and knock this bump out off. I'll also have to do it on this one here, and then I've got a half block. Then that half block would set against this one and fall dead center of this block here. So then that would give me, I'd get back to where I need to be, putting those top blocks on in the half of that bottom block, if that makes sense to y'all. But what I'll have to do is, this one will have to come off, that one will have to come off, and that one will have to come off, at least half of it anyway. So I'll go get the concrete saw and come back and start sawing on that, get those things knocked off. That is my bad. That's my mistake, not recognizing that or knowing that, that those bump outs would be an issue on that. I should have ordered another corner block for that end, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I got a little work to do to fix it. Mistake that I made in ordering this block. What I should have ordered, see, this block has these 2 ribs on it, and that's to kind of help lock the top blocks in place. So those have ribs. That's just a standard bottom block. This on the other side is what's called a corner block, because it has a finished face on one side, finished on the front. It's a little bit narrower, it's not as deep, and it doesn't have these ribs on it. This is a block that I should have ordered for that side over there, but because I didn't know, do now, what I have to do is saw these off about here, just make notches until I can knock it off with a hammer and a chisel. Fortunately, I did say a minute ago that I had to take 3 off, take this one, and this one off, but that's not the case. I went back and looked at my inventory, and that half block that I'm gonna put here, it's notched out in the end to go over that. So I just got good news is, I don't know if it's good news or not. Yeah, it's good news. Good news is I don't have to bust 3 of them out. I just got to do these 2. It is absolutely hot. Tomorrow is the first day of fall. I think it's 90 today, and tomorrow's supposed to be 95. Welcome to fall. A continuation of summer. This big old bar has a good sharp edge on it, so I'm hoping a good swift strike at the bottom of these little nubs here, that's gonna break off good. I guess we're gonna find out together. Watch your eyes. Well, looky there. That actually worked. That worked pretty good, so that's breaking off pretty smooth. This is one of those jobs that's actually dreading it was worse than doing it. But I do a lot of those. Anybody want a concrete sandwich? Here's a thinner sandwich if you like thinner ones. All right, so that come out pretty good. Got those knocked off good. That block will set down on there. Now it'll be no problem. And I was dreading that so bad and a little bit frustrated. I started just call it a day and start this back in the morning, but I'm glad I didn't. I've been dreading it all night. But anyway, so it went great. Let's set this block up there. in a little better. Now you see those back here in the back where I notched that out. There's plenty of room to scoot that whichever way I needed to. Now then, the only thing I like is moving it just a little bit forward. And that'll be the first block of the second course in place. At the end of day 2, we got all the blocks in, except for 2 more blocks. There'll be one whole one come this way, and then there'll be one turn long ways going that way. Those 2 blocks will go in, get all of it backfilled, and I got to build a footer for this block that goes that way. I got to build a footer for that, and get it backfilled, and then do a string line all the way down the top of the second row. Line all those up, backfill it, dress all this up right in here, and clean up the parking lot area with rock and clean up my mess. And then this one will be done, so I'll see you in the morning.